All right. Good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. Hopefully, nobody's hungover from yesterday's election because guess what? It doesn't look like it's over, but we are getting a little bit of a rally in the market. We could see the Dow futures are doing pretty well. I think there is one election that obviously is clear is that the Republicans will own the Senate, so there won't be a majority. So I think the market likes that. Regarding about that. So I think that was one of the big things. So I think we're going to get some crazy volatility in the next several days. I mean, Pennsylvania is not going to be coming up with their results until Friday, looks like. And I don't even think that even matters. There's the other states that are big concerns, Wisconsin and Michigan. But other than this, so we have a lot of stuff that's going to probably make the market go up and down. But one thing I do want to point out, I mean, I know there was a big referendum that was being offered in California. I think it was Prop 230 that had a lot to do with Lyft and Uber. And you know what? They were doing great. I mean, you could see these stocks have really, really rallied lately in the market. So they've been picking up from yesterday, from a couple of days. Looks like they were leading the way. And you could see that they're doing pretty good. So guess what? They are on the watch list this morning. Now, but before we get through the watch list, like I said, it looks like the election is not over. So we're going to have some great volatility. It's going to be kicking in for a while. I really thought one thing that was pretty cool yesterday that I saw. I don't know if you guys were watching it, but the betting line was just so interesting to see how all of a sudden it was like Biden was winning, was winning up forever. And then all of a sudden Trump was not going to win. And all of a sudden it just like around 12 o'clock, it just went zigzag. And then it was minus 800. I don't know if you guys follow betting lines, but let me tell you something. There's a lot of money that's on the line when it comes to bets. And I think they really have an inside scoop because they have so much money. Betting is a huge, huge business. So there's a lot of money that's out there, people that are gambling on it. And you know what? Guess what? We're no different as traders. I mean, listen, we're trading the stock market and we're betting on one, candidate versus the other. That's going to affect certain stocks. So, but unfortunately, I don't think we're there yet. But we do know that it looks like the Republicans will retain the House, will retain the Senate. So you won't have, a three three party owning of all each party of certain institutions of government. So let's go look about what's moving this morning, and let's look at some stocks. It was a Prop 22, right? Is that what it was, Norman? What did I say? Prop 30? I don't know. I'm not from California, but I'm just seeing and just what I'm seeing on TV, and I'm seeing how these stocks are reacting. But listen, they are doing pretty well. But anyway, let's look at some of the stocks that we did trade yesterday. I personally don't think yesterday was a good day at all. There was a couple of stocks that made some last minute moves. But to me personally, I didn't really want to do anything. I honestly, I kind of broke even yesterday. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I lost a little money yesterday because this one stupid stock that I jumped into, and I had a lot of shares of it, and it kind of reversed on me. And then I was like trickling away. The problem is that when you're down big, and well, I wasn't big, but you got to like chip away, and every minute that goes by at the open, you make less and less and less. The volatility is not there as much. So that has obviously, had to chip away little by little. And then obviously, we're done at 10:30. So don't want to be doing anything more than that. But that one actually moved pretty well. We're going to talk about NEO. This thing is just an animal. NEO's obviously doing great. All these electric stocks companies doing great. I do want to bring up one stock. I give credit to the Chinese, huh? Leave it up to them. So remember JKS, we were talking about it, nice solar stocks. This is a Biden stock, whatever it is. The news that came out on this stock was so bad. It was one of the reasons why the stock dropped from 90 to 60. Something that they would, they had like slaves that were working in China building these things, Muslims, I don't know, something. You got to look at the news. It was so bad and disgusting what they were doing in China about building these solar panels. It just literally just crushed the stock. But we've made a lot of money on it. You know what I mean? Made a lot of money on it. And that's why you got to be careful on the news. Some people take it very personal. And, you could see what happened there. But these stocks, this JKS, I mean, it was bad. It was really disgusting what they were doing to some of these people making these solar panels, So anyway, I just wanted to kind of bring it up because it just came across my radar. We got out, I think, around like 78. I mean, we didn't max out on it. We did really well on it on the swing trade, but when I found out the news, I was like, ugh, I'm not interested. Anyway, a couple other stocks that did pretty well. We looked at LI. Just look at that. That stock is obviously doing great still. That thing is back on the watch list. It's following side by side by Neo. That one is also, you can see it's up 7%. That one's doing good. All these battery stocks and everything, Plug, you can see had a nice run yesterday. You can see they went from 16 to almost like 17. That one did well. And then Blink, BLNK. That was another one that did really well too. So all these charging stocks, these battery stocks, all that stuff were actually moving. All right, so let's talk about what's moving this morning, actually. And listen, the market, like I said, it's up. I mean, looks like it's backing off a little bit, but we'll see how when the election results start coming a little by little, and I think we could see a dramatic volatility in the market. But there were a couple of stocks that we did found this morning. There was just one stock, the DRAD. That one moved pretty nice early in pre-market, and all of a sudden she kind of backed off. I don't know what happened with this stock, but she was looking pretty good for us this morning, and then all of a sudden she started out making lower lows. I tell you, I almost got suckered into buying that stock. It was doing a triple top. There's a big iceberg order that's been sitting there right above around 335. Obviously, he wasn't getting executed in the stock. You can see it's trending down, but it's not going to go on my A list. It's going to go on my B list. Another stock I want to put on my list is the BLRX. So we're talking a little bit about that one, about 7%, 500,000 shares traded. Spread looks a little big right now. I mean, for the price that it's at, but she's got a little bit of a trend. I mean, listen, if you look at the biggest percentage gainer list on the left-hand side, you're not seeing 50, 70, 200, 500% winners so far. But, with that said, that's why that's why I think things get a little cautious. And I tell you, I think a lot has to do with the election, because a lot of these big companies that are going to benefit, depending on which president gets in there, obviously has not affected it yet. What happened to Ferrari? Race had a big run. I didn't see that. Yeah, Ferrari just literally gapped up big time right there. Wow. That's pretty big right there for Ferrari. Race, put that on the watch list. Holy crap. Looks like that could be a good swing trade. That was one of our big winners that we had at at $60. So unfortunately I sold it at 160. I might consider looking at getting back into it. I want to keep an eye on that one. So we got Lyft, LYFT. Lyft, you could see it. Look, it's starting to creep up nicely. You see that little trend. You could see some buyers coming in. Just be careful. Lyft is a very fast moving stock. This is not your category 1 stock. I give this probably already in the 3 category, but it can get worse. I think Uber sometimes is not as volatile, as bad as Lyft, but Lyft is obviously doing pretty well. Lyft took a huge hit. The biggest mistake Lyft made is they started, Uber came right after Lyft when it went public, and Lyft started just way, way, way too high on their price. I think they went public around $78. You can see it, that thing got crushed. And obviously Uber did not want to do that, even though Uber, I think, was a bigger company than Lyft at the time. But Uber is obviously catching up. It's been holding here pretty strong for a while. It's got this big major resistance levels right around 42. We'll see how that breaks out. But that's a major, major resistance levels right there. LI is one of the other stocks which we were watching pretty closely in pre-market. That's trading very similar with Neo. You can see Neo, it's just been an animal lately. Very fast moving stock. By the way, this is a very difficult stock to day trade. The stock just goes up, goes down. Just if you are going to trade it, cyber traders, you know this very well. If you've done your journals correctly, I know Josh did Traders Talk yesterday. We talked a lot about going over some of the traders in the room regarding some of your trades. Just be very careful, because the stock, depending on how many shares you trade, it'll shake you out. You'll lose a lot. And then you're like, damn it, why did I sell? And runs up. Just don't trade too many shares of it. Stock is very, very fast. Another stock we traded a while ago that I want to keep an eye on, the stock SAVA. We did pretty well with this stock a long time ago. You could see it went from $2 up to about 10. There was a little bit of a short squeeze right there. Went right back to 3, went right back to 10, gap down. This thing is just one hell of a roller coaster. She's got these major resistance levels right here going back in January and in June. So we'll keep an eye on that. But if it does break it, you could see it could test the highs right around 13. So we'll keep an eye on that. So SAVA popped. Yeah, well, it didn't pop too much right now, Norman, but we will keep an eye on it and see it from there. But that's pretty much it. Not a big day, the day after the election. And we could see how that's obviously kind of reacting to the market, other than some of these, these referendums that came out with Lyft, and that's about it. But we always find something new. So don't get too crazy in right now in pre-market. Let's hold off. Remember, the best trade is not to trade. Okay. Let the stock come to you. We talked about that in the cyber group room. Try to get those limit orders. Try to stay away from those market orders, because when you do those market orders, you're going to end up losing, the spread. And remember, and when we talk about that in class, in phase 1, lesson 1, remember, we talk about the 3 T's: tradable, trend, and trap. You break that first T. You don't look at the trade. You don't look at the trend. You don't look at the dumb indicator, but it's that first T that will change everything in that stock. And if you're not in that level, that category, stay away from it. All right. LI is tanking. Yeah, I see that. Grant is definitely taking it. That's what I'm saying. Let's sit on the side and let's see what happens, see how things work out, because it looks like the market obviously is kind of like reversing a little bit right here. All right. What lesson, Road? We talk about traps. We talk about in my lesson, phase 3. Okay. All right, cyber traders and everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live, and everybody in the cyber group room and trial members. Don't forget, tomorrow, open house here, Thursday, here at Cyber Trading University. So I look forward to seeing you all there. It's a perfect time, gives you an excuse not to trade. And if you do want to register, if you're online, just kind of click on the bottom and we'll get you registered for that. And then in the meantime, everybody, we'll be back here at 2:30. We'll see how the afternoon goes. Just always remember, don't trade the first 5 minutes. Let all this chaos and all the smoke clear, and then we'll find out what goes on. And remember, a lot of these stocks that we find, we always find new ones. So go out there and just, if you see something, you say something. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading and be safe.